Wondering how to save some of this summer goodness to use all winter? Come along with us and we'll show you how we like to preserve our basil to use all winter long.
Hi, I'm Susan Leanna. I'm married to Byron, and we've recently moved our family of 7 into a camper while we build a new home and a farm from scratch on land that was once part of the old family dairy farm. Our goal is to live a life that is rooted in the land. We hope you'll join us.
It's mid-October here in Alabama, and that means that the first frost is right around the corner. So today our job is to do a final basil harvest before the frost comes and ruins our basil. So I have my helpers here with me this morning, and they're going to help me harvest our basil, and we'll show you how we like to freeze it to save it for the winter.
Virginia Lee is showing us how we do a deep cut on the plant. We're going to do a deep cut, a deep harvest here because this is the final harvest. It probably won't grow more, so we're cutting deep into the plant. This basil here is a special kind of basil. Sylvia Jane, can you tell us about that?
This kind of basil is dark purple opal basil, and I tried growing it this year.
So this was Sylvia Jane's special plant.
There's harvesting the basil in this garden. Come join us in the big garden to harvest more basil.
Our main garden is a little bit of a walk from our camper, so we're going to go over there now and find out what basil we have left in the garden that we can harvest before the frost.
We thought we'd harvest some flowers while we were here.
We're here with all of the basil we just harvested, and our first step is to get it ready to wash, which means picking off all of the good leaves and putting them in the colander. Now you're going to want to give the basil a good wash. Go ahead and get your food processor out and fill that with basil leaves. You're also going to want to get out an olive oil and drizzle that in there. This helps the leaves to turn in the food processor, as well as helping it not to freeze so hard in the freezer. Scrape down your edges and run it again if there were some big leaves still in there. And you can scrape it into a bowl if you're going to have more than one batch. I'm going to do 2 batches here. So on the second batch, I'm going to do the same thing, drizzle it with the olive oil, run it again, scrape down your sides and do a second blend, and then combine it with the first batch. Next, get out a Ziploc bag. I like to turn the top down to make a cuff. This keeps your zipper clean while you're filling the bag. Put all of the basil in there, or if you have multiple batches, you might need to split it into 2, but the basil does compress down a good bit. Go ahead and seal up your basil, making sure you press out as much air as possible before you completely seal it up. Then press your basil flat in the bag. By freezing it really flat like this, you can break off little chunks to use later and not have to thaw the whole bag each time you want to use it. Go ahead and label and date your bag so you know what's in there.
We've got our basil ready for the winter. It's ready to go in the freezer. We've also saved out some of the basil to put into a fresh vinaigrette dressing that is our very favorite, and we'll link that recipe below. Join us again here at Willow Run as we seek to nourish hearts, minds, and bodies on the farm and around the table.